guys, so I've just moved into my last uni room ever. Thought it'd be a perfect time to talk through my experiences of first year and particularly Freshers Week, as some of you guys might be going there soon in a couple of weeks, so I thought I would just share and give you guys some tips on not what to do, because I did a lot of stupid stuff in Freshers Week. Also, I don't own a tripod. I'm a film student and I don't own a tripod. So you're stacked on some really professional speakers right now, and I'm using natural lighting. So if the lighting is not consistent in this video, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. It's painful for me as well. I've split the video into several sections so you can just navigate your way through it and click the sections you wish to learn more about, or anything you're particularly more worried about than others. And yes, let's go. So you've just got your results and the excitement bubbles down and you suddenly realise that you're about to embark on the strangest 3 years of your life. And it's scary, you know, leaving your friends that you've grown up with and your family to go off to this new place to learn about something you're passionate about. It's a big step, so you have every right to be nervous. The thing that made me less nervous was, you know, going onto Facebook and joining all the Facebook groups for the freshers, and just start conversations with people on Facebook. And they're going to be looking for, you know, the same thing. They're going to be wanting to get to know as many people as possible before they go, so when they get there they're going to be like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing nothing. Oh, let's meet up. And these Facebook groups are a good way of, you know, asking any questions about moving day or anything you're worried about, or what kind of societies everyone's thinking of joining, and it just is a good conversation starter. Okay, get organised. Make a clear list of everything you need to bring and pack. Pots, pans, books are good. And the blankie you had since you were a little one, maybe not so good. I'm kidding, you can totally bring anything you want that's going to make you feel more at home. I'm just bitter because my mum told me I couldn't bring my blankie to university because it's not very mature. But posters, photos and little, you know, decorations, anything that will make your room a little bit more homey. I mean, there's some university halls out there that are just fucking dire, so bring as much decoration stuff as you want, because you'll be wanting to feel a little bit more at home, and it does really help. There's also usually a big poster fair that happens during Freshers Week where you can get like crazy discounted posters, and it will just make your room that much cooler. Okay, so moving on to moving day. This is an emotional one, and that goodbye to your family and friends is tough, and I'm not gonna, you know, sugarcoat and say it isn't. Make it fast and it will hurt less. I remember on my moving day when everyone's parents were helping them unpack and make all their like room look pretty, and my dad was literally like dropped my boxes in my room and was like, see ya, bye. But you know, that worked for me and it worked for him. It made me just quickly unpack, kind of just get a breather and not get emotional about the fact that, you know, my parents just left me there in a strange new place. Once the goodbyes are said and done, you need to get out of that room and see who's around. Introduce yourself to your flatmates and see what they're like, and kind of just share your experiences of the day. Remember, they are just as shit scared as you are, so don't feel awkward approaching them. I would also advise wedging the door open with something just so they can pop their heads in and just say hi, and it kind of gives a kind of vibe that you're willing to chat rather than just unpacking in a closed room. Socialising. So even now, the thought of my Freshers Week was totally bizarre. When you walk around campus on Freshers Week, everyone wants to talk to everyone. You literally spend the first week of university meeting so many people, and then you spend the rest of your university life trying to avoid them. But everyone has their friendly hat on after the first day or so, and it's so natural to walk up to someone and just say, hi, what are you doing, where are you from? But this doesn't mean you can lock yourself into your room and expect people to invite you out. You need to make an effort to say hi. So like I said before, your flatmates should be like the first people you have the first proper conversation with, and if you don't click with them, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you can drop a text to those people you were chatting on Facebook to before you moved in and stuff like that, just see what they're up to. The student union usually put on these weird activities which make you get to know more people on campus during the first week, so honestly don't feel nervous about meeting people. You'll meet far too many people if anything. Also, alcohol helps. Drink responsibly, guys. I totally understand if you don't feel comfortable with talking to strangers or approaching people. I understand the anxiety, obviously. You never have to feel alone. I mean, there's support for you on campus because it's so common to feel that way in a situation like this. Your university should provide phone numbers of someone you can talk to or get hold of if you're really feeling homesick. But you can find friendship in so many ways. I mean, I randomly stumbled upon some people when I was looking for another flat, and a year later I was living with them. Also, this is a great opportunity to take the chance to reinvent yourself. I mean, it's so cliche, you know, like coming to a new place, blah blah blah, but it really does come down to, hey, I was a bit of a bitch at school and ended up with very few friends, so maybe I should be nicer. True story. But this is an opportunity for amazing friendships to happen with people that are all trying to piece their lives together at the same time as you are, and it's messy and awesome, so enjoy it. Alright, lectures. First things first, bloody go to them. It's very common to slack off and not go to lectures in this year because mum and dad aren't there to wake you up, or you had 5 too many Jaegers last night. But the first week is important. Granted, it's full of inductions and strange bonding activities, but honestly, you need to be there. It might be the case if you find out what's in store for the course for the next 3 years and you decide that it's not the right thing to do, and you can switch in the first week, it's not a problem. But if you slack off in the first week and, you know, you don't go to those inductions, you don't really find out what, you know, every single detail is about your course, then you might just fuck up and, you know, be in a pointless degree for the next 3 years. This is a week to ask questions about your course and find out, you know, if it covers enough of what you want to learn about, and, you know, proceed with your future shit. Don't slack off. Next thing you know, you're paying 9 grand a year for a course that you're not completely passionate about, and that sucks. And you don't want to make a bad impression on those lecturers on the first week by not showing up. They can make you or break you in the next 3 years, so be nice to them. Just remember, at the end of the day, this is what you're here for. And as amazing as the personal development and shit that you go through at uni, you know, the education is what you're paying for. And I find that hard to remember myself sometimes, so, you know, stick with it. Otherwise you're just gonna regret it, and it's so fucking expensive. Speaking of expenses, let's talk about money. Okay, so if you're lucky, you've just got a fresh new loan in your bank account. You also have all these new friends, and you also have a whole week of amazing nights out advertised by the SU. It does not mesh well. Budget each night. Don't take your card out with you, take cash. Otherwise, you're gonna end up spending £100 on a round of drinks. Resist, please resist buying burgers from the extortionate burger van outside the club. It's never made anyone feel good for longer than maybe 5 minutes, and it's awful. And you wake up the next day and it's literally like, oh. It is not worth it. £8 for a burger and chips is not worth it when you're drunk. When you're food shopping, make a list and stick to it. Go on a full stomach so you don't end up buying loads of junk. I don't know why I'm giving this advice, because when I do a big shop, I just end up buying cake. Oh, it's the bake-off tonight, I gotta remember to buy some cake. If you have enough time, I would strongly recommend finding a part-time job that you can work evenings and weekends. A little bit of extra income can really be the difference between, you know, completely slumming it and living comfortably. Nowadays, especially with the grants getting cut, it's gonna be really hard to, you know, fund yourself through uni. Hashtag thanks Tories, bastards. I mean, it's not an ideal situation, it isn't fair, but there will be establishments around your uni town that take on a lot of students regularly, which means regular vacancies and flexible hours, so take advantage of it. So this is my final words to anyone that's going to uni soon or next year or whenever they will be going. It's completely okay to be nervous at a time like this. It's also completely fine to make mistakes, it's all a learning curve, and believe me, I'm still making mistakes today and learning from them. Well, I don't know about learning from them, but it's totally okay. This is basically the first time in your life that you've been left to fend for yourself. And it's hard, okay? Own your mistakes, learn from them, and enjoy the shit out of them. You will be fine. Thanks for watching, guys, and good luck with it, and enjoy it. Like, new girl and all that stuff. I think it's painful to watch, and I think because it's so close to the truth